Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius.
Today, we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have a tower defense video game with a bunch of Kirbys, a book about illusions, and we have a totally awesome guest. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Jesse Sternberg. Jesse says he can talk to his dog. I can't wait to see this.
Thanks so much for having me. But not just my dog, any dog.
No, really?
Yeah.
Well, today we're going to start off with the video game of the week, and this is going to be a Kirby.
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
And now it's time for the video game of the week. Today's video game is Kirby Defense. So this is a game on the Roblox platform. This game is made by the Scout X. Because it's on Roblox, you are able to play it on PC, Mac, Xbox, and even your cell phone. And it is free. You may remember the Scout X from their other games called Garden Warfare and the older version of Garden Warfare. But those will be reviews for other days. So I enter the game, and you are basically customizing your Kirby. Oh, and they thank Nintendo for the character idea. And then you can make a server or join someone else's server. When you make a server, you can start the game. Then the game loads and you pick up to 4 other Kirbys. You will then have to equip them. After you equip them all, you are then allowed to select an ally. So far, there's only one, which is Shadow Kirby. But now, you are now in a tower defense game. Then you can place your Kirbys. It is important to place the Kirbys in a way that will attack most noobs along your path. Then, after you place the Kirbys, you have to let the Kirbys destroy the noobs. You keep on repeating the same thing over and over until you beat the game.
What's a Kirby?
It's a video game character from Nintendo. It's like the one that sucks everything up.
And the noobs are the bad guys?
Yeah, basically.
And you just gotta run around and kill the bad guys and not die?
Well, not run around, because you aren't the Kirby. You get to place down Kirbys in a way that can attack the noobs, because the noobs are following a path. It's a tower defense game.
Oh, so you're just like doing battle strategy
Yes.
and Kirby is your attacker.
All different Kirbys are attacking the noobs, trying
There's
to
different
defeat them
Kirbys.
before they get to the end of the path.
And then do the Kirbys like upgrade as you get better?
You can with like in-game currency, which basically how you get that in-game currency is basically from killing the noobs.
So the better you get, the more you can buy, the better you can make your Kirbys.
And the more you can place Kirbys. But I'm not the only one who's played this game, so I cannot even beat the first map. I mean, I asked my dad to try it, and he is really not impressed at all. But the 4 towers available at the start are Sword, Fire, Ninja, and Cook. The Cook increases your income, and the others can be upgraded to use their abilities. Nice, right? Well, I give Kirby Defense 7 out of 10 stars because it's so much fun to see the cute little characters. Okay, I really like Kirby, but this game is still very hard, and I've not beat the first level. And in Smash Bros, my dad loves playing Kirby.
Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855.
And now it's time for the book of the week, World's Best Illusions. This book is written by Scholastic. Letters to the back of the book. In fact, Jesse, would you like to do the honors?
Prepare to scratch your head and rub your eyes in disbelief. This book is full of brain-boggling optical illusions. 48 pages full of optical illusions, experiments, and puzzles. This book also includes a pair of 3D glasses.
Wow. It's a good book. Well, this is not an AR book, so you don't get any points for reading it. I don't think you can read it. I think you can see it. But first you need to know what an optical illusion is. Well, that is an image that deceives the eye by appearing to be other than it really is. So this could be by color, size, or even shape. There's an illusion where one person is right side up and one is upside down. And when you look at the page upside down, then the person was right side up, the person looks totally different. But the next, you can see 3D. Wow. So you can actually see 3D items when you put on the glasses that came with the book. You can see some illusions that bend the picture. There were a number of them where you looked at the image, it would seem to change colors or look like it was moving.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Those can be weird, eh?
It is. Well, some of the illusions were the same size but looked totally different, but completely different sizes. I even saw an impossible cube. I really like the shadow puppets where I could learn how to make different animals with my hands, but I was not really good at it.
Did you learn? What's your favorite shadow puppet? I've always wanted to know how to do like anything other than the butterfly.
It's probably the bunny. I really like the bunny. But I give the world's best illusion 6 out of 10 stars because I really enjoyed illusions, but kind of got bored really fast. And I was hoping to have more value when I spent $10 of my own money on the book fair to get this book. Just to get bored. And now it's time for an interview of an interesting person. Today's guest is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Jesse Sternberg. Jesse says he can talk to his dog. He also wrote a book so you can learn to talk to your dog.
Thanks so much for having me here. This is wonderful.
Well, you're welcome. So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show?
Oh man, it's exciting. It's like being around fun, playful kid energy. It's something I like to do. I've got kids your age.
Wow. Okay, so you are a master dog trainer that can talk to his dog. So do you have to bark like really loud?
No, dude, it's nothing like that. And it's not talk to my dog. I'm a trainer. I train other people's dogs. So think of it this way. People use English and they use sounds to talk, but animals, they don't use sounds. They use angles of their body. They use eye contact and non-eye contact. They use positions of the body. And those actions are making feelings in the other dogs. And that's how they talk, using actions that make feeling.
Wow. Okay, so maybe you can tell me what really does a master dog trainer do?
Okay, basically when a dog is calm, he's always a good boy. When he's too excited or he's too scared of something, he has trouble basically feeling his feelings and he turns into a bad boy. He barks, he whines, he jumps, he scratches, he chews things, he doesn't listen, he's annoying. All of those bad behaviors are because of two reasons. The dog can't control themselves to calm down when they're too excited, or they can't find some peace when they're too scared. They can't find confidence. So a master dog trainer just kind of helps the dog discover how to do that on their own and teaches the owners how to get the same results after I leave.
That makes sense. So how did you get started in being a master dog trainer? Did you just start talking to dogs in the park?
That's a good question. 15 years ago, I decided, you know what the heck? I'm just going to make a job for me that I'm going to love doing. And so I opened up a dog daycare and dog grooming salon. And every day for about 10 years, 6 days a week, maybe 6.5 days a week, I would look after 30, 40, 50 different dogs.
Wow.
So I had to learn on the job, actually.
Wow. So how long have you been doing this?
15 years.
Wow. So how did you know that this was the go-to job for you?
Well, because I love helping people and I love animals. And so the job sort of lines up exactly with my soul. I'm in full alignment when I'm helping people, helping their animals. Makes me happy just talking about it. If that's not happening to you with your job, then you're not in the right spot.
Mm-hmm. So how does being a master dog trainer make the world a better place?
Yeah, that's an easy question. When somebody has a dog that's, not listening to them every day over and over and over and over again, it stresses them out. So if I can come over there and show them a few things, next thing you know, it's like, oh, yeah, so good.
Like,
Yeah,
wow,
it feels
this
good.
is
Yeah,
amazing. The dog isn't annoying anymore.
the dog's so calm and happy now. Sir.
He's being a good boy. Well, now you also wrote your own book called Enlightened. It has a photo of a dog doing meditation. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah. So it's actually called Enlightened Dog Training,
Mm.
and the idea is that um, when you know that your dog is, oh, you're gonna love this. Jumping a little bit forward, but we're gonna do a circle on this. Okay. I teach people how to behave like a lion would in a room full of dogs. And there's a nobility to your posture. There is power in your use and timing of eye contact and not using eye contact. There's a presence that comes off you, like a love, like a joy, but it's calm. It has a
Mm.
calming effect. Um, so my book, Enlightened Dog Training, really it teaches people how to understand the communications that their dogs are giving them. Dad, this is stressing me out. And like, now the dad can be like, oh, you're stressed, little dog. Let me give you some calm reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's called Enlightened Dog Training because it's just a fresh way of thinking about dog training. And it offers simple body language solutions to basically all of the same problems that have always existed. And it gets results pretty quickly. And it also teaches people the art of self-reflection and self-improvement and how to be a better leader for the dog. See how I did a circle on that?
Mm-hmm. So does it matter the age of the dog?
That's a good question. Yes and no. When we're really talking about talking to the dog using their body language, no, it doesn't. But the younger any animal or creature or human is, the more plastic, the more curious, the more easily bendable their patterns are. An older dog's going to have a stronger patterning. But yeah, the communication works exactly the same.
Wow. So does it take a lot of formal training to be able to become a master dog trainer?
Oh my God, you're going to love this question. All you have to do is write a book and put master in front of your name and then get it published, and then you're a master dog trainer.
That's funny. So your brand is Peaceful Alpha. Are you trying to be an alpha male, but in a calm way?
Well, I wouldn't say alpha male because you don't have to be a boy. And when you say peaceful alpha, what I really think of is that noble lion, virtuous leadership role. In my book, I describe how to behave that way, and then I also say when you're behaving that way, your dog gives you the title of peaceful alpha.
Mm.
You can't go take that title. You can't just flip on a switch and be like, okay, I'm getting this. No, you have to invest in the people, in the dog, in the relationship, and change their mind about you through how you behave, moment to moment to moment from now on forward. And you get it right. And this kind of works with people too. And it's just about how you show up every time you show up.
So what is the best part about working as a master dog trainer?
Oh, the best part is I make people happy and I love doing what I do and I got to be with dogs all day.
So what is that one thing that when you started working as a master dog trainer that you did not expect?
All the poop that I'd have to pick up. It's just, there's just tons of it. And it's not always like an easy nugget to pick up. I won't get too detailed, but sometimes it's like frozen yogurt. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes it's chunky.
Sometimes it's chunky, rocky road. Sometimes it's not even food coming out of there. It's like, oh, you ate that situation? Give me the glove. I didn't expect any of that.
Well, if you have a dog, then you should have.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, remember, I was getting my chops as a dog at a dog daycare, and there was like 50 dogs doing it. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you don't have a dog, can you still learn to talk to other people's dogs?
Yeah, it's actually a lot easier too. Because anytime you're trying to talk to your own parent or your own dog or a close relative, you got strong feelings that are sometimes hard to control. And if it's another dog, you can control your feelings a lot easier, actually. You can come off more like a lion.
Wow. So do you have to learn a new way for each dog? Because that kind of
No.
sounds annoying.
Oh, dude, this is the best part. It's the same for all dogs,
Good.
all four-legged animals.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So what is the hardest part about being a master dog trainer? Like when the dogs are three-legged?
Ooh, what's the hardest part of my job? What's the hardest part of my job? Here's a challenge for any teacher. Anytime a teacher is teaching something, every student is different. So sometimes there's students that I haven't figured out how to make a connection with. I want to help them. I'm so close to helping them. My approach is not connecting with them. And as a teacher, that's a hard thing that's a hard part of the job.
True. So what advice would you give to my listeners if they wanted to grow up and be a master dog trainer?
Well, experiment on all of the dogs on your street. Start a dog walking business. That'll earn some respect from your parents when you say, hey, I want to buy a dog. Can we get a dog? Maybe go to your neighbors or someone who has like an easy dog to walk and offer to walk it once a week or a couple days a week. Really spend some time in that. And if you feel like the passion is there and you're learning it, you're excited about it, get yourself a book or go on YouTube, look at some videos, try doing some of that stuff. If you're still vibing, keep going. And all you have to do is just be passionate about something and it comes to you.
So what is the one tool that you use the most in doing your job?
Love. I use love.
So when you were a kid, what did you want to do when you grew up? Did you always know that you were going to be in the dog training industry?
No, all the things I wanted to do, I wasn't allowed to do.
Why?
Oh, boy. Well, I wanted to be a fireman or police officer or some kind of protective kind of thing. And all of those jobs made my mom scared.
Figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bounced around a little bit, got a couple of business degrees, worked in the corporate world, that old chestnut.
So what is the one message that you want to get out to the kids all over the world about working in this field?
Oh, wow. What I want kids to appreciate is that anytime you see an animal anywhere, squirrel, a cow, a horse, a dog, a cat, at a friend's house, I want you to realize that they are seeing you. They are much wiser than you are. They have a very strong palette of feelings that they're feeling, and they're in connection with you, and they're communicating with you in their own language, which is the secret language of the animal kingdom, which is what we talk about when we talk about dogs. And um, you would be amazed if you made a couple of gestures at them. They're called calming signals, and you made a couple of these calming signal gestures at them with your face, making a yawn at. Here's one: make a yawn at them, or do a long hold, blink hold. Okay, every four-legged animal is going to understand that you are saying, "Yo, peace, bro. Peace. I see you. What's up, bro?" And you know what they're going to do? They're going to do something similar back. Okay, they're going to blink back at you. They're going to give you a sign, and it's going to say, "Yo, what's up, bro? I see you back down." I think that that's something that is very cool to grow up knowing how to do and explore learning how to do. I'm giving you the surface, right? But if there's more that you can do and say, then the planet becomes a very cool place to have.
Mm-hmm. So what is the craziest thing that has happened while doing your passion?
Whew. I can't even tell you, it's so crazy. The number one thing is so crazy, I can't even tell you on a kid show. And the number two thing is so crazy, I can't even tell you on a kid show.
I
Uh,
mean, the
we're
craziest thing
talking
that
about,
I've seen with dogs
yeah,
is
what's the craziest
a
thing you've seen?
big dog being
Yeah,
scared.
a big dog being scared.
I
Okay.
mean,
One
it's
time,
supposed to be tough.
there were two big dogs. Um, and I watched, and they were scared of each other. And when an animal's scared of another animal, or even people, sometimes when you're a little bit scared, you turn into a little bit of an aggressive behavior because you want to control the situation so you don't get more scared. So I watched two dogs at the same time be scared and go like this at each other, and one of them got his whole mouth stuck underneath the collar of the other one, and so they were face to face, locked together, so scared. It was so insanely scared. One was pooping himself because he thought he was dying. And actually, I thought really, I was like a save the moment kind of thing. I just clipped the collars off of both of them using a big sharp cutter, which was totally sketchy, but saved the day. And
Holy
it was
cow.
just a luck of quick thinking kind of situation. A lot of lessons learned. And boy, that was crazy. I can't believe I
Wow.
said that on a kid's show.
Well, I run a radio show and podcast that talks about God during my Lion's Dog segment. So, how do you include God's message in your work?
Well, so the question is, how do I include God's message in my work?
Yep.
I wrote a book inspired by, okay, so here's another secret. The way of the peaceful alpha is a way of evolved heart, mind, godly thinking with teachings from the Old Testament woven into the behaviors of the peaceful alpha. And peaceful alpha, every expression is an action of love.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're feeling really scared, you're not going to do something aggressive. You're going to do something peaceful, vulnerable.
So, if you could go back 10 years and tell yourself something, what would it be?
If I would go back 10 years, talk to myself, I would say, dude, you're going to love your life. You're going to be on the Tiberius show in 10 years. It's going to be the best ever. Get ready for it.
Okay. So, what
I
was
would
a
say,
big.
I'd say live in the moment and don't worry about the future.
Mm-hmm. What was the biggest mistake you ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
Oh boy, I love this question. So I haven't always been the peaceful alpha. Uh, I never used to handle certain emotions very well. I would bottle them in. One of them was like sadness. I wouldn't talk about being sad. So one day in my 30s, I had just too much of a situation and I exploded. I was like a rage monster. It was so uncharacteristic of me, and I couldn't control it, to be honest with you. And it ended up scaring someone that I loved so much. I could never go back in time and be like, yo, that's not me. That's not who I am. Once you step on a flower, the flower doesn't uncrumple itself and stay beautiful. So, yeah,
That's
from that
true.
moment on, I learned how to like, oh, why was I so rage monster? What was that really all about? And so I learned those lessons so that would build up like that.
Well, do you play video games? And if you do, what's your favorite one?
Right now, I'm into Castle Crush. I'm
I
into
don't know.
Zuba. Do you know Zuba?
No.
Oh man, Battle Royale. You're an animal from the zoo, and you battle royale with like 3 weapons against other animals, other people. Uh, LOL, what is it? LOL Bean? No.
No. You play
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I played that.
That's a fun game. That's a
Yeah, it's
good
a fun
game.
game. Yeah.
Oh, Beans Dog. Dio.
Yeah.
Speed running, boys.
Speed
Jump.
running, the things spinning all around, and yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite book to read?
Whew. Well, I don't read books twice.
I mean,
I've like
one that you have not written.
one that the Harry Potter series is amazing.
Okay.
I love the Harry Potter series.
Okay.
Do you like that one?
Oh, I do. I love the Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you think my listeners should know about you?
Oh man, I'm a weird guy. Obviously, if I spend a lot of time with animals, learning their vibe, learning their language, um, I have heightened senses.
Mm.
I can feel what other people feel. I'm called an empath. That helps me with the dogs because then I can, in addition to them telling me what they're feeling, I can actually feel what they're feeling.
Mhm. So, do you have a website or Facebook for my listeners that want to follow you?
I do. I have both. Okay. Please come to my website, listeners. It's peacefulalpha.com, www.peacefulalpha.com. Spell it all
And
out.
Facebook?
On Facebook, search my name, Jesse Sternberg, and add me as a friend.
Sweet. I might add you.
Yeah, add me.
Well, what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
Well, you forgot to ask me what kind of dog do I have.
Well, what kind of dog do you have?
Do you want to see him?
Sure.
He's really big. He's really big. I'm gonna get him though.
Can
I'm
you
gonna
fit on the camera?
carry him over.
Wow, it's a fluffy doggy, black.
He's a fluffy dog. He's 5 years old. He's full
Boy.
size.
Wow,
He's so
5
calm and
years.
quiet.
Well, thank you, Jesse, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
Oh, I'd love to do math. Absolutely. And thanks for having me, Tiberius. I'm having a great time.
See David Smith Law.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help people.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
The website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners.
And now it's time for Math Corners. Thank you, Jesse, for helping me with Math Corners. Today, we're going to talk about speed, distance, and time.
All right, the three big ones.
So we have been doing word problems in school, and boy, they are a problem. I really do not enjoy them. My dad says it gives me the ability to see a real-world reason to use math. One of the most common ones is about cars moving down the road at a certain rate of speed, and they are going for a certain distance in a certain amount of time. Well,
Honestly,
I thought these were a pain, and then my dad showed me a little cheat code. Oh yeah, I love them cheat codes. Well, he told me that distance equals rate or speed times time. So, the distance is how far they've traveled at rate or speed, and how fast they were going in time is how long they traveled for. But what if you know the distance? Well, then we would have to look at the other side of the equation, and whichever variable is missing, divide out the other one. So if you're looking for rate or speed, then you just divide by time. So that means rate equals distance over time. So if you're looking for time, then you divide by rate or speed, which basically means equals distance over rate or speed. So if I'm traveling at 10 miles per hour, and I travel 25 miles, so I can do 25 over 10, I need 2.5 hours. Holy cow. That was way too easy. What a great cheat code. Thanks, Dad. Can't wait to tell my teacher. Well, my teacher says that I would use math every day. Do you have to use math as a master dog trainer?
Yeah.
Well,
because
how?
you're still running a business.
True.
So as a business, then you have to think like a businessman. So maybe you're going to say to a new customer, "Hey, new customer, I will come to you one time for $100, or I will come to you two times for $150.
2 times is better.
How much per hour am I charging if they buy the two for $150?"
You're paying $75 for one.
Now you just used math as a dog trainer.
True. Well, thank you so much, Jesse, for your help with Math Corners.
A pleasure.
And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the Heart of a Lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. Well, this week we're going to talk about leadership. For me, I think leadership is the act of loving what is good, having self-control, and being disciplined. The qualities of leadership are providing guidance and direction, organization, and being a positive influence on others. So this has been a hard week. I was with some friends and we saw a fight break out. 2 boys were fighting and my best friend Cash decided to be a leader and help. He got hold of an adult to assist and told him to stop. There were some other kids cheering him on and telling him to fight, fight, fight. Well, I think there were at least like 15 kids doing that. Well, I was not one of them, obviously. Then we noticed a crowd, and Cash knew right away and took off to get an adult. The adult pulled them apart and talked to them to resolve the situation. Cash showed organization and was a positive influence and followed exactly what was needed to be done. So, Jesse, did you see or use leadership at all this week?
Well, I definitely didn't put any fights out like that. That's a kudos to you, and good restraint too.
Yeah.
Was it weird? Like
It was
being the only
weird
one?
because we were supposed to be in line, and no one was in line, and everybody was at the doors, and everyone was like, yeah, cheering something on. I don't know what happening. I peered over their shoulders and saw that people were fighting, and I'm like, wait a second, what? I'm like, Cash, they're fighting in there. What should we do? And he runs off to get an adult. Lucky.
So it's interesting there because you were the leader and you just said 2 words to Cash, and then all of the things happen, right?
Yep.
So I have examples of being a leader like that this week. Sometimes, and then the fight doesn't always have to be external. It doesn't always have to be like with the fists. For example, a friend could be, or a friend could be in a fight, like verbal fight with another friend, or upset at a
Like
friend, or
virtually.
upset at, yeah, or like maybe who was it? I don't know. Someone I knew was mad at somebody else that they knew. It was upsetting them, and I could tell that they were upset. So in that situation, just with calmness and love, and I listened. Leadership is listening, seeing what's happening, being calm, letting it play out, not acting out of fear, not overacting out of excitement, just being calm. And then I think I said a few words of truth to the
Ah.
person.
Well, we should
Um,
always try and be aligned strong in everything we do, shouldn't we?
it does, it is a virtuous path to walk. Then all of your actions are the way of God.
Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Jesse Sternberg for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking to you today. I think we learned a lot about how to interact with our pets and show how dog training can be a really cool job.
Thanks, Tiberius, for having me. It was an honor to be here and to show kids just one of those cool jobs you don't get to know about.
Well, you're welcome. And also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at The Tiberius Show. And please be sure to visit The Tiberius Show on YouTube and like and subscribe. Also, be sure to listen to us next week on The Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy. That's a wrap and booyah.